Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I want to share with you 3 tajweed tips to help you get greater clarity in your recitation. And the 3 tips really relate to the 3 main vowel sounds that you'll be using in recitation. And those are the fatha, the kasra, and the dhamma, or some people refer to them as zabar, zair, and pesh. So we'll just go through the 3 vowel sounds, and I'll clarify for you how the vowel sounds should actually be pronounced properly. And unfortunately, a lot of people in recitation, they don't really pronounce it properly. And as a whole, you might think, oh, it's just a small thing, it's a small deal. But as a whole, somebody that recites these vowel sounds properly will have a greater amount of clarity in their recitation. So first, the fatha. The sound of the fatha should be, similar to the English word man, right? So you take a word, for example, like from Surah Fatiha, Maliki, right? Maliki yawmiddin. So the fatha sound here has to be similar to this sound when we say the word man. A lot of people, when reciting, they don't pronounce this very clearly. Suppose you have a word like Ar-Rahman. A person pronouncing it incorrectly or not very precisely would be saying Ar-Rahman. And if you isolate the sound on their fatha, the sound is like a as opposed to And there's a difference, there's a slight difference. Collectively, as you add everything up together, a person saying Ar-Rahman versus Ar-Rahman, there's a difference there. So for fatha, you want this sound man. There's a few letters, of course, known as huruf al-isti'la. You have letters kha, sad, dad, ghain, ta, qaf, and dha, that have a different sound from not the sound of man, but more like a sound like ah or awful, right? So you have, for example, Khalidin. So it's not Khalidin. Sometimes a lot of people, if you hear someone say the name Khalid, some people might say Khalid, right? Really, for letter Kha, Sad, Dad, Ghain, Ta, Qaf, and Dha, you should have the sound of as in like the word or awful. So Khalidin, Salihin, and not Khalidin or Salihin, right? So that's the sound of fatha. Another thing, a lot of people, when pronouncing the fatha, sometimes with regional accents, someone might say Maliki yawmiddin. So it shouldn't be. If you listen to that sound of the fatha, it's but it really should be Maliki. Another example, a different regional accent, if you want to call it. Somebody might say Ashabun nar, right? Ashabun nar. Really, it should be Ashabun nar, right? So Ashabun nar. So that's the A sound here in the word man. The next vowel sound. The next vowel sound is the kasra. And for kasra, you want the sound to be something like the English word be or me. So this long E sound, E, right? Again, a lot of people don't pronounce this very clearly, and it kind of adds up in the recitation as a whole. So the word, you take again the same word we're using, Maliki, someone's reading, Maliki yawmiddin, right? Or Bismillah. And if you listen to the sound, when they say Bismillah, it's like B, b. Is that a fatha? Is that a dhamma, kasra? What is it? It's not a e sound. It's not a e sound. It's a bismillah, maliki yawmiddin. It's kind of like a kasra. It works, but it's not very clear. It's not very precise. And so you wouldn't find, somebody says, the recitation isn't very clear overall. That's a factor. So it should be maliki, right? Another example, like, you have the word fabi ayyi ala in Surah Ar-Rahman. Fabi ayyi ala. So you listen to the ba sound, it's b, fa, b, fa, b. Where you need fa, bi. This sound should be there for the kasra. When it comes to dhamma, the sound there should be like a long O sound, like you, blue, like food. So oo, rounding of the lips, and this clear oo sound. Again, a lot of people might not pronounce this very, very correctly. They might pronounce it rather like a O sound, like a O, right? So وَأَقِيمُوا الْوَزْنَ, right? So you have, and again in Surah وَأَقِيمُوا الْوَزْنَ وَأَقِيمُوا الْوَزْنَ. So instead of وَأَقِيمُوا الْوَزْنَ, some people might say وَأَقِيمُوا الْوَزْنَ بِالْقِسْطِ وَلَا تُخْسِرُوا الْمِيزَانَ. So that if you listen again, isolate that sound. They're saying mo, they're saying ro, right? So it has to be mu. وَأَقِيمُوا الْوَزْنَ بِالْقِسْطِ وَلَا تُخْسِرُوا الْمِيزَانَ. So it has to have the sound of the long O, oo sound. So again, going back to summarize, fatha, generally speaking, is a sound of a as in man. So maliki, not maliki. Ar-Rahman, not Ar-Rahman. Except for the letters that have this characteristic of istila, that have the sound of ah, right? So khalidin, salihin, and the other letters dad, ghain, ta, qaf, dha, like qala. You don't say qala, you say qala. For kasra, you want this long e sound, maliki, fa bi ayyi, and dhamma, a long o sound, wa aqimul wazna bil qisti wa la tukhsi rul mizan. So work on that. Best thing to learn this, really you have to sit with a teacher who will listen to you and correct you. It's kind of hard to hear this on your own, but this is something, if you work on it, your recitation will be a lot clearer. Take care. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.